Hello! Hello, this is your content creator. My name is Engineer Sotero Nepomuceno Jr., your vlogger, your active vlogger. Okay, so we're gonna be having a topic right now. This is not a new topic because I've been discussing this for quite some times, for how many years? Right, last year I've been doing a lot of chemistry lectures. Then before proceeding, I have my student here in front of me. Okay, this is John Carol Nepomuceno. We don't have so many students right now because there is only one. Okay, so but before that, excuse me for a while. Just give me 1 minute. I'll be coming back later. Just very quick. Sorry. Hello guys! Wait for a while because my Bluetooth microphone is in the music room. Please forgive me. Please forgive me! I don't know what to do. Please forgive me! I can't stop loving you. Welcome back to Philippines! Upper Tilor Bell, Tinan City of Dhaka, Cebu. Okay, wait. Hello? Hello guys! Oh my gosh! What's happening? Look, there's no... Wait for a while. Hello guys! I'm coming back. Oh, please forgive me. So there's a lot of ad-libs before I will start. Oh, please again forgive me. 1 minute. Hello, I'm coming back. Oh, this is your YouTube content creator, your Lulu Junjun at your service now. Okay, so actually I don't have to to plan this. This is on the spot because I love on the spot. I don't love scripted vlogging. I want my vlog to be spontaneous, and as you can observe also, there's a lot of flaws or errors. Okay, so please forgive me. This is only based on my acquired knowledge and track knowledge when I was in my elementary, high school, and college. Okay, so we have here, since my nephew suggested me a topic in which I love that also. But actually, this is not the topic that I love the most in my chemical engineering days. He transferred, but the topics he suggested me a while ago is all about gases. Okay? But guys, it's easy to understand gas as a property of matter because it is very, very light. The diffusion rate is very, very fast. Really, and then the molecules are spreading far apart with each other compared to the solid and the liquid. Because solid is, they are compacted with each other. So it's really easy, not really easy, very quick to understand the behavior of the gas compared to the solid and the liquid. Okay, so that's why, every 3 or 4 laws, according to my memory, it's gonna be Lussacs law, Boyles law, Charles law, and there's also one, which is the Avogadro's law. But usually, our teachers will not discuss Avogadro's law because this is a separate study of gas law, meaning it's a bit special because they will be able to discuss first the three properties of gases, which are the Boyles law, Charles law, and the Lussacs law. Guys, though I talk too fast, yeah, I'm very fast talking, right? So please forgive me, this is my weakness, okay? I cannot really slow down a bit, but for you, I will try my very, very best to slow down my English communication right now. As our medium of instruction today is gonna be Cebuano or English, or let us say Bisaya or English. My fans all over the world, sorry, from Europe, USA, New Zealand, Canada, India, and the rest of the Asian countries. I'll be talking with Bislish, meaning Bisaya plus English, and also Siblish, Cebuano plus English. I cannot talk in Taglish because I'm not good in Tagalog because my dialect is really Cebuano. Okay, so it's very hard to, and there's a very 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 deep Tagalog that I cannot really speak in front of you now. Okay, and then there's an issue also of I and E. If you live in the Cebu, or let us say Visayan regions, the I is very hard. We pronounce that as matigas, something like, or E like that, and there's an issue of sometimes Luzon people will laugh at us or the Manila people because gahi is very hard our pronunciation sometimes, but that's why to avoid issues we love to talk in English. Most of the Bisaya can really speak English spontaneously, as you can observe also wherever, all over the world. Okay, now we have the general properties of gases and the comparison to liquids and solids. Okay, the kinetic theory of gas. Wow, I love it. Theory, pressure of gases, four variables in gases, standard temperature and pressure. Wow. The gas laws relationship among volume, temperature, and pressure of gases. The Dalton's law of partial pressure. Oh, I love it. Jiki, do you know this? Dalton's law of partial pressure.
No, no,
Make your voice loud.
no.
Okay, I'll still have to discuss with you a little bit with this. Avogadro's hypothesis and molar volume of gas. Do you have an idea about Avogadro's hypothesis?
No.
I just be honest if you know or not. Okay, just tell me if you are honest and tell me, yes, I know it perfectly and to be confident enough. You know it?
No, I know.
Okay, so according to him, he doesn't know. Okay, I need to discuss also a little bit with this. And then we have section 8, gas law relationships involving moles. Section number 9, ideal gas law. Oh, I love it. Okay, 10, Graham's law of diffusion. And then summary, exercises and problems. In the summary, we're gonna have in the recap of all the theories and principles that I will be able to discuss right now. And then the exercises, since I'll be giving also the equations and formulas, then you have to remember that one, or you can take out down notes, or just remember in your brain cells if you have the high capacity of memory retention. But there's an issue of mental leveling because God gave us intelligence not the same way. Some have a higher IQ, some average IQ, and some also have lower IQ. So I need to discuss and project in the majority, which is average intelligence quotient or IQ. Now we have the problems. Problems, of course, is dealing with math equations because there's a lot of formulas of the properties of gases or in the chemistry chapters of gases. Okay, like that. So, our first discussion, we need to classify what is a matter. Giancarlo, what is a matter?
A matter is anything that takes space and occupies space and has mass.
Perfect. A matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. But sometimes also, other definitions in the book would state that in another way around, anything that occupies space and has weight. Now, what is the difference between weight and a mass?
Weight is um
Okay. Okay.
it has something to do with gravity. Meanwhile, mass is your weight that doesn't require gravity.
Yes, perfect again. If we talk about weight, it talks about the gravity. He is referring to this as an acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so if we can remember our guys in discussing this properties of gases, we need to connect the theories and principles of Isaac Newton, the three laws of motions, because it's in there that we can understand really how to compute properties of gases because there's a lot of relationships, especially for the quantities of pressure, volume, temperature, things like that, and we need to remember the equations of the three laws of motions of Isaac Newton. Agree, JK?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely, you will agree to that. Okay, so we need to choose gas. We forget a little bit with solid and liquid, right? Okay. And so the properties of gases is in here. Okay. Give me one example. One property of a gas.
Um, loosely spaced molecules.
Wow. Loosely spaced molecules, or the molecules are spreading apart from each other. Okay, that's why we need to consider the KMT, the kinetic molecular theory. Kinetic molecular theory of these gases. And apart from that also, gas is highly volatile among the three phases of matter. Volatile meaning it can escape thoroughly in a very, very tiny opening in your room or whatever, so it will escape because this is very, very light. Example to this is the hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen is the lightest gas in the universe, which has an atomic number of 1.0008, discovered by Mr. Henry Cavendish. And that's a gas, right? And then that's a non-metal. Okay, so there are 27 nonmetals in the periodic table, and hydrogen element is one of it. Okay, and it cannot be also it cannot be also underestimated the value of hydrogen, because we need to talk about hydrogen later. Nitrogen, oxygen as a components of the air. Okay, that's it, right? Property of a gas. Now we need to go directly, because if we try to explain everything, the time will not be enough. It will reach 5 years to discuss this all sciences topics, because science really, guys, is more on factual evidence. Okay, it's not opinionated. Okay, meaning to say the principles, concepts, scientific laws are being discovered long time ago, like especially discovered by, for example, the father of modern chemistry, Mr. Antoine Lavoisier. There's a lot of explanations that it cannot be finished in 1 hour, one day, months, or a decade. So things like that, because this is scientific research. It goes through the process, a long time process since the time of the Big Bang theory in the universe. Okay, that's the point. Okay, so first, gas law. So this is Boyles Law. What is a Boyles Law, Mr. JK? Ala,
You have to answer.
Boyles Law? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Boyles Law, it tackles the relationship of pressure and volume. Guys, we don't have marker here. I have a marker left in my room. But I don't have marker here. I have to write in the piece of paper. Wait, mga palangga! Okay, so... Actually, this is unprepared because I don't have the visual aids. Right? To be an instructor and a teacher, you have the visual aids, right? Minimum visual aid in front of the students, right? But I don't have. So, an evidence that this is on the spot. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, let's enjoy doing the vlogging. Welcome to my YT world. Science, health, okay, safety and music. And this time is gonna be science. What is a chemistry? Okay.
It has something to do with chemicals.
Really?
Yes.
You forgot it. Chemicals are only an example. So, chemistry is a branch of science that deals with the study of matter and the changes it undergoes. If we talk about changes, we refer to the physical change and the chemical change. So, please put this in your brain cells that there's a change when we deal with the study of chemistry. Unlike physics, that it is a branch of science that deals with the study of matter and energy, we don't have to be curious on the changes. But we have to be curious on the motion. Okay? The motion, how it moves, things like that. Specific example is the three laws of motion of Isaac Newton. So that's only the difference between physics and chemistry. And then the parent science is always chemistry, because some of the theories and principles of physics are coming also from chemistry. Okay? Class, JK, you understand? The parent science is chemistry. Okay? And a lot of sciences only derive from chemistry. So for example, we have the metallurgical science, biological science, the biochemistry, the health science, the clinical science, okay, the quantitative chemistry, the qualitative chemistry, okay, it's gonna be like that, the astronomy. Do you know what is an astronomy?
Yes.
Okay, what is an astronomy? It's a branch of science that deals with the study of
Space.
It's a branch of science that is the study of spaces,
Stars.
okay, heavenly bodies like that, and the universe. That's astronomy. Okay, heavenly bodies, things like that. Okay, and also we have another science, also the nuclear science. Oh wow, nuclear chemical reactor follows the principles of nuclear science. And also, I love petroleum science. Also, the world will not become industrialized without the petroleum science. Talks about hydrocarbons. So there, very special. We need to deal with the study of hydrocarbon chemistry. Okay, that makes the world rich because of that. Okay, if the question will say, what industry that make the world so competitive and highly industrialized, your answer will be petrochemicals industry. Okay, so it ranks number one. Second only the electronics or the computer, things like that. It's the petrochemical industry that deals with the study of petroleums. Okay, petroleum would also be converted to various question.
Hindi, nag-reconnect din niya.
Okay, just leave that there. Oh, it's okay now?
Yes.
Okay. Now we Boyles Law. Okay. Guys, Boyles Law, Charles Law, and Gay Lussacs Law are all ideal gas law. Okay, so what is the difference between ideal gas and a non-ideal gas? Guys, you know, we study chemistry, and to be honest, I became a champion in chemistry principle in Naga National High School. I always put that in my brain cells that we need to categorize the different, types of a gas. Because what I discovered when I was in college, they are focusing on the ideality of the behavior of a gas, which is wrong. Okay? So when you take up engineering, okay, you have to analyze that the behavior of a gas are two types. There are non-ideality behavior and you have the ideality behavior. But what I found myself, because I don't have to speak them because they will be saying I am arrogant, I am boastful. As a student, I will never talk to that. That's personal issues. I always keep on listening to them. They love computing. You know, CIT, they're very, very brilliant in math. Really, when you step day one in CIT University, they are very, very brilliant in mathematics. Really, okay, since I came from a public school, Naga National High School, so I found it, oh my God, how can I do this? Okay, then, oh, I can make this also, things like that. Okay, since I graduated in public schools, it's totally different when your classmates are, most of them are coming from a private schools, things like that. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, I should be confident. I should make my school proud. Things like that. Okay, and I study a lot, things like that. Of course, I will never say something about my achievements regarding academics, things like that. Okay, so it's gonna be, they're focusing really on numbers. Okay, me focusing on theories and principles, so it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, it's not matching. Their abilities is not matching from mine. Things like that. Though I love also, not really that loving, I know also how to solve math, but I really on the science talaga siya. On the principles, on concepts, things like that. Okay, so the three classes involved in ideality, minimum lang, I'm not talking with the maximum, is gonna be Boyles Law, Charles Law, Gay-Lussac's Law. Okay. And then we have another one, the combined gas law, but we will never include that one because it's already combined, right? Okay, things like that. Okay, atong isuwat diri ari, okay, sa notebook. Okay, time check brought to you by powdered Alaska milk. 96.3 W Rock. Ang oras katong karong higayuna, alas 5 G sa kahaponon. This is your Lulu Junjun, your instructor of this chemistry vlog at this moment in time. Okay, I need to get the pencil pen. Okay, pencil pen. Where are you? Oh, I'm not ready. Nakakaloka. I don't have anything. I don't have visual aids. Okay. I don't have, in fact, the Manila paper, things like that. Okay, so, wait. Giancarlo, you have the Boyles Law. Okay. Charles Law. Charot. And the Gay Lussacs Law. And then, one shot. Now, in the Boyles Law, we need to remember the relationship of pressure and volume. Am I correct, GK?
Yes.
Okay. And then in the Charles Law, the relationship of pressure and temperature. Am I correct?
Yes.
Pressure and temperature, right? And
Yes.
then in the Lussacs law, the relationship between volume and temperature.
Yes.
Okay? You're studying now on the topic. Am I correct? Me studying 30 years ago. Maybe my memory are wrong. Is correct?
Yes, it
Oh my
is.
gosh. Okay, so it's gonna be like that. Sige. So, some teachers are not really that discriminating. Some teachers are not teaching, the gas law. Sorry for our... Are you kiid? Are you kiid atong vlog? Ito na ako. Char! Okay. So, magsugod ta sa atong chemistry books na pakli-pakli sa ta mga palangga ha sa chapter 11. Charis. Okay. Shout out sa mga kauban ako sa Naga National High School, sa IT University. Chapter 11. Okay. So, chapter 11. Oh, this is my very, very long chemistry book. I still keep it for 30 years. Oh my gosh. So, it's gonna be here. Chapter 11. Oh my gosh. Wait for a while, guys, because this is on the spot. I did not prepare anything as usual. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be like 1, 2, chapter 8. So many, guys, really. Okay. Gases ang 11, no? Okay. So, magawa taga. So, GK, are you ready to solve problems?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Wait. Chapter 11. Dito sa 11. We don't have chapter 1 to 10. Talaga? Because you are now senior high.
Yes.
Yeah, senior high is tackling also chapter 11 to later, right? Senior high, and the other one is the before senior high was junior.
Mm.
Studying chapter 1 to 10, things like that. Okay. So wait mga palangga ha. Let's go to the introduction. Oh, it's here. Right. Oh, wow. Discuss yung po. Okay, it's in here. Okay. So, Boyles Law. So, the Boyles Law stating that when the pressure is increasing, your volume also will increase. So, meaning to say, there's a direct proportionality between the pressure and the volume, and your temperature will be constant. So, our formula will be pressure times volume is equal to constant K. This one. Pressure times volume is equal to constant K. Right, GK? Pressure times volume is equal to constant.
Yes.
Okay, now, so in studying gases, we need to understand that we need to discover the final state. For example, initial state, final state. Okay. As you can notice in your chemistry, we always put 1, 2, final, initial, because that's the reason. So that we can establish the relationship under state of dynamic equilibrium, that we're gonna put equality on the quantities to create an equation out of that. Meaning to say, guys, this is not magic. You can really derive equations through the principles. Okay. So we need to say pressure times volume is equals to constant. And we need to label this as a constant 1, K1. Okay. So when we say K1, this is will be automatically P1, V1 is equals to K1. Right, GK?
Yes.
Okay. This is your initial or your 1. Okay. Okay. And now we go to 2. So K2 is equals to...
P2, V2?
Yes. I thought his mind is somewhere, but he really adapts also what I'm talking. Okay, so P2 is correct. P2 times V2 is equals to K2. Okay. GK, you have not to... Or class, in my interactive viewers or audience, we have equation 1, equation 2. Okay, guys, if you're gonna be studying engineering, you need to be particular with the, assumptions of the constants. in creating equations, right? There are a lot of equations. You will start really creating and formulating a lot of symbols. You'll be loving that all throughout your career for 5 years engineering course. Okay, you should be patient. Things like that. Okay, say two equations. We have K1 is equals to P1 times V1. K2 is equals to P2 times V2. In here, we are now establishing two only, right? Okay. Now, what is the principles of equality in chemistry? JK, do you remember the principles of equality in chemistry?
No, we
Again.
don't have
So I
that.
remember this when I was in high school. So guys, if you study chemistry, you need to go to the basic foundation to learn a lot. Do not focus on the complexity of the equations because you will be lost. Okay? So go to the basic foundation, meaning the simpler one. Okay? You don't have to go to the too much computations like that so that you will be proving all over the world that you are good in math. It's not like that. In CIT, we call that as piso, 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 like that. I'm just hearing them. My classmates are saying that also. Others call me to CIT. But, I keep that to myself. But I keep telling piso, piso, like that. They are very, very proud that they will get perfect, something like that. You talk about problem solving because, the culture and the excellence of CIT is really math. Sorry, it's really math, solving problems. Okay, since day one, I really troubleshoot that one in our school. Okay, they're really good in mathematics. I exert more effort on the math because I don't love math in the first place. Okay, and I say to myself, oh my gosh, how can I succeed for this kind of course? And I don't love math. I love science and English, things like that. Oh my gosh, so it's really an effort to my part to really learn a lot in math because the culture is always like that. Okay, things like that. So going back to the equations. Okay, GK, our theory of equality that is in the first chapter of chemistry. Okay, in lesson 1, that is really the law of conservation of matter. What is the law of conservation of matter? Oh my gosh, you forgot that that is the basic in chemistry. You are in third year high school, right? They will be talking about the law of conservation of matter, law of conservation of energy, law of conservation of mass, law of the fixed multiple proportion, the law of multiple proportion, the law of fixed proportion. For example, like a compound. A compound is composed of several elements banded together, things like that. So that's following the law of multiple proportion. An element is a fixed proportion because it's a single atom. For example, we have lithium. Lithium is an example of a kind of battery. Most of the upgraded mobile phones nowadays is this having lithium properties because lithium will not be drained very quick. That's a property of a lithium element. Okay, so a lithium element really is following the law of fixed proportion as a single element. Okay? So when you mean of a single element, that is a law of fixed proportion. When you mean of a compound, that means the law of multiple proportion. What's multiple there? Because there are a lot of elements banded together that will become a compound. Okay, things like that. So, the law of conservation of matter states that matter can neither be created nor can be destroyed by ordinary chemical means. You cannot disturb matter without applying energy. For example, if you try to make a coffee and you will get your electric heater and you put water, okay, and you need that to boil. Okay, so how can it be boiled? So you need to plug the electricity. Okay, so that's what it means by the law of conservation of matter. Ordinary chemical means, things like that. You get the point? So meaning to say, you will add energy, which is an electrical energy, to boil your water so that it will become hot and you can make your coffee, right? It's gonna be like that. So that's gonna be the law of conservation of matter. Okay, for example, if you try to, let us say, if you try to cook food, okay, So you need to cook food and there's a lot of lino, then you will make, for example, spaghetti or whatever, or let's say linat ang baka or whatever. Okay, so you need to do something. Okay, you need to mix the ingredients, and then you have also to put different ingredients or spices, and then again put heat on that. Okay, by adding heat, you are adding the heat energy. It's, you get the point. So meaning to say it involves energy. You get the point. So these things involves energy here. Or else gases will not move without energy. You get the point? You get the point? John Carroll?
Yes,
Okay,
I
now,
do.
since we said that matter can neither be created nor can be destroyed by an ordinary chemical means. Things like that. So meaning to say, we need to say to establish the equilibrium, the state of dynamic equilibrium. So you study chemistry already. What is the law of dynamic equilibrium?
We haven't touched that topic yet.
Wow. Safe answer. We don't have touched the topic yet. Bonga. Okay, it's gonna be like that. So, the state of dynamic equilibrium says that the rate of a chemical reaction of your input will always be equal to the rate of your chemical reaction in the output. So, there's equality. Okay. Now, I'm telling you and emphasizing you that these formulas are not magic. Okay, meaning to say, the teachers and instructors will always derive where these equations come from so that the students will learn. It's not really that magic that you will memorize directly. P1, V1 is equals to P2, V2. What's happening for this? Why this pressure and volume comes very quickly? So good to the students that have a very high capacity of their learning or higher IQ. What about the lower IQ students? Okay, and the average only. Then as an instructor, you need to project the learning on the average level that you need to take slow and discuss properly things, quantities, so that they can really understand all throughout in your discussion. You should not be very, very fast and quick to give the difficult, questions. Because I remember when I was in college, you will be loving in giving difficult problems. Things like that, and the students are, oh my gosh, lose their minds, cannot answer. Okay, because they are not really understanding, they don't understand very, very well. Because the teachers, not all, disclaimer, but a lot. Okay, because our schools home of different, top notchers, and they discuss in a very, in a very intellectual manner, very fast, very quick. They don't discuss really in the elaborative way of discussion. Then mga muti yun ka guys, if you, not really mga muti, but if you're coming from a public school, good that if you have a higher IQ or something like that, you will be also left behind. So all you have to do is to study a lot. Okay? Taking down notes and go to the library frequently. Okay? And borrow books. Especially in my case before, I always borrow books in my free time. Okay, so we're gonna say like this, K1 is equals to K2. GK. So because we established the state of dynamic equilibrium, so we can now say P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2. And this is now your equation of Boyles Law. Okay, so it is not magic, right?
Yes.
It is the point. You can derive this. Okay, P1 V1 is equals to P2 V2, and your constant will be GK, constant of the Boyles Law.
Pressure.
Okay, he lost his mind. The correct answer is temperature. So, in determining the constants, what we mean by constants, guys, this is a quantity that does not involve in your formula. And then you treat that constant all throughout the process, meaning your process will never change even though you will change this temperature all throughout the lines, the process. So if it isn't the case that it will not affect, then it's constant. That won't matter at all, right? So it's gonna be the principle of treating constants in your equation. Okay, the constant in Boyle's law is the temperature. Okay? Okay. Now, we need to have a problem solving. Later lang ka mag-problem solving or just now?
No.
Okay, now. Okay, our problem solving is in here. Okay. Get a sheet, 1/4 sheet of paper. Okay? 1/4 sheet of paper for the exam. GK, get 1/4 sheet of paper.
I don't have one.
1/2. 1/2, right? 1/2 dong. Okay, mag-exam ta sa Boyles Law. Chara. Okay, unsaon man nato ni ini ron. A lot of problems here. Oh my gosh, there's a lot, right? So, how can we do this? So we need to choose the most simplest problem, right? Para walay labad sa ulo, right? And then later on, magkalisod, right? Sorry, I'm talking with the Bisaya. Okay. Sorry guys, ako mga viewers all over the world. I'm talking with Bisaya. Okay. So it's gonna be like, we will choose here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Chapter 11. Oh. Oh my gosh, when I keep on scanning this page to page, it always flashback to my memory. Oh my gosh. Like this. Because you know guys, I'm a type of a student because if I cannot understand, I cannot sleep. I want really to solve problems like that. If I will solve it, I can sleep. Things like if I cannot understand, I cannot sleep. Then I will, for example, one terminology in English. If I cannot really understand, I will search in dictionary and then I will remember like that. I will look for the synonym, just like in math also. So that type of character and personality will help you a lot in facing examinations in the future. You need to say, you should have at peace in everything that you want to solve, whether whatever types of problems you encountered in your life. Things like not only math, right? Okay, you get the point. Ganon. Okay. So examples here. Okay, GK. Okay. Oh my gosh. So, a sample of a gas, question number 1. Wait, question number 1.
Yes.
A sample of a gas occupies a volume of 225 milliliter as a pressure of 720 torr and a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Calculate the new pressure if the volume is increased to 350 milliliter at constant temperature. La.
Okay, papel.
Oh, I'll give you paper. Okay. So this is the spot I will test your comprehension.
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, repeat the question. The question goes like this. Question number 1. A sample of a gas occupies a volume of 225 milliliter. Guys, sorry, I have to vlog. Ang hirap kumita ng pera. Okay? 225 milliliter at a pressure of 720 torr. And, conjunction. And a temperature of 20 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now, calculate the new pressure if the volume is increased to 350 milliliters at a constant temperature. What is being asked is the new pressure. Okay. Get calculator, you cannot estimate by your brain cells. Okay? Oh, I'll give you 5 minutes to solve this problem. Actually, guys, no, this type of question also is not really automatic because stating pressure and volume but mentioned other quantity, right? This type of question really confused a lot of examiners. I will tell you later why. Okay? I'm also one of the victims of this type of question. Really, there's no Superman in this type of question. Even though the manya cum laude, summa cum laude, things like that, they will also sometimes not to get it quickly. Okay, things like that. As you can notice also in the board examination, you may wonder why the top lecturers are not summa cum laude and not manya cum laude. Is only an average student. That is an example and an evidence that it's not only limited to the superior in intellectual capacity that they will top. Topping the board examination can be anybody's, fate, F-E-T-E. Okay. Doesn't mean that you are the magna cum laude, you always be on the top. There's a lot also that through faith, FETE, and a lot of what you studied will come out also. Okay? So meaning to say what I'm trying to emphasize, to top in the board examination can be anybody's dream, or it is equal to all examinees. Get the point? There's no such this lister like that. Can be anybody. Okay, so like that. Okay, get the ball pen. I will try to check. Okay, volume 1, correct, 225. Okay, volume 2, 315. Okay, where did you... Nabungol kay ka? 2015? You are wrong. So that's why I'm telling you, listening is very...
2015 daw.
2015? Why there's no 2015 in the given? 350.
50?
Yes. Okay, so this is a very quite obvious mistake also. When you listen, you need to take the exact words in your eardrum. Okay, 350 is not the same with 315. Okay, sounds in English. That's why listening is the most difficult examination apart from reading, writing, and speaking. Okay, things like that. Okay. Okay. Oh, you change. Then your competition also will change, right?
Yes, I already changed.
350. Okay. He got exactly how to solve, but only the numbers are not correct. But still wrong. Okay? To the point 250. Correct. Pressure 1, 722. Temperature 20 degrees Celsius. Pressure 2. You understand really, ha? Okay. Correct. Okay. New means also two. Okay. This is not word by word in understanding. The new pressure, new P2, V2. Okay. Okay, that's correct, GK. Then P2 is equals to P1 times V2. You derive by yourself. Okay, good for you because I don't teach him how to derive. But he derives also directly. Okay. I only introduced the equation P1 V1 is equals P2 V2 and he derived automatically by himself. Okay? P2 is equals to P1 V1 over V2. Substitute values. Pressure 1. Okay. Your pressure 1. Did so video mo like math. I think you are good in math because you directly compute the total. This is only discussion. You don't have to direct, huh? Pressure 1. Okay, your pressure 1 will be 724. Okay, it's okay. The better. It will save time, right? Also. Okay, but for the purpose of discussion, we need to be, elaborative. Okay, meaning to say detailed. Okay, pressure 1 is 724. And then volume 1, you have written that here, 350. Okay. Substitute values. Volume 2. Okay. Okay. 350. It was interchanged because of the initial also. Okay. Because of my eyeglass. Okay. Cancels. What is left is stored. Okay. Give me your calculator. I have to prove that you are correct or not. Okay. So the second example will be after, maybe tomorrow or after dinner. We will relax now in our first vlog. Okay. So pressure 1, 720 times 225 equal to divided by 350 is equals to 462.86 torr. Perfect, he got it right. 462.86. Congratulations, like that. Okay, correct. The answer is see, in the book, the answer is 463. Okay, and then our answers are 462, meaning rounded off. Okay, 463. Okay, what makes this problem a little bit of confusion? Because the temperature is mentioned in the first sentence. And actually,
It's constant.
It's constant temperature. But why mentioning the temperature? Okay, so meaning to say sometimes they will try to think of another formula that involves temperature, but try to discover the constant temperature. You don't have to include that in your computation. That's only the little bit of confusion in this kind of problem. Okay, you got that point. Thank you, JP. You have correct answer. And now, JP, if I will say, what is the pressure in Pascal? Pascal.
Mm, wait.
Don't use no, no, no. Use as what I am advocating and no, persuading. I always persuading and advocating is just the same, right? And encouraging or motivating, right? English vocabulary. As I always encouraging or motivating to examinees and students, guys, over and over again, don't use your mobile phone if that is too easy to solve and easy to memorize, because you will be dependent on the technology and you cannot answer on the spot if somebody will ask you in the street, or you are sitting in the airport, you're in the public market and somebody will ask you theoretically and you don't have the data. Okay, natural intelligence will be based without the reference on the spot. You can answer directly when somebody asks you. For example, Sir Sotero, what is pressure? What is the formula of pressure? Directly you can say it without using the Google search or the data. So that's the measuring of true intelligence. Okay, inborn intelligence doesn't need online always. Okay, or computer always. That's why the graduates of 70s, 80s, and 90s are very, very brilliant, because at that time there's no a lot of sources. And now a lot of sources available online, they can use that, things like that. So it's not really discriminating. What I'm telling, we should not be dependent on technologies. Okay, so first, remember, okay, let your thalamus part of your brain cells to remember all the memory accumulated in your brain cells. And then if you cannot make it, then research in the Google search in the mobile phone. So this is not to be dependent, okay? Things like that. So, again, GK without using the mobile phone. So what is the equivalent of the torr to Pascal, the unit of pressure, as we discussed a while ago, right? The units of pressures are, so you are also smart in answering this a while ago on the spot, right? So we have the atmosphere,
Pascal,
bar,
bar,
Pascal. Okay, what else?
Um, PSI.
Okay,
Pascal per
PSI.
square
Again,
inch.
do not always mention PSI, because by that
Pascal.
time you will be dependent also. It is
Pascal,
pounds
pounds
per
per
square
square
inch.
inch.
This is the way how we discuss, ha? Mga teachers and instructors, especially in our class, we need really to define the acronym before saying so in our discussion. For example, PSI, we need to emphasize pound per square inch. P is for pound, square, S is for square, H is
Inch.
for I, so that the low learner can easily catch up. As what I told you, we will not project our discussion to the fast learners. We need to project in the average or down below so that they can also understand. How about them? Right? It's gonna be like that. So we need to, because if we calibrate the performance of the instructors and teachers, that means if so many will pass in your exams, that means you're an effective teacher. How can you become an effective teacher if only one will pass in your examinations? Right? So you are not an effective teacher, so you should be happy that a lot of students pass in your examinations. So the mentality is like this. Okay, because you are calibrating the learning. We are not calibrating the genius people. Learning of all levels of intelligence, whether it is a fast learner or a slow learner. Okay? We should change our mental state or our mindset for that. We will not be happy, mga teachers, nobody answers your questions. Because I observed that also in college. They will be happy if nobody will get the question. It's not like that. We are not competing academically here. We are really on the learning outcome. The learning outcome. Okay? It doesn't matter who you are. Okay? So we need to project always no discrimination of our students students. Treat them equally. When we are in front of them, go to your lesson and discuss very well in detailed manner, elaborative as much as you can. I'm not telling you to force yourself if you don't know how also to be elaborative. What I'm trying to say, go to the most, common way of discussion or simpler discussion. If you discuss that in a complexity way, then how can they understand? Okay, GK, stay for a while. Okay, one Tor is equal. Maglibog ka na. Waka ka ng Tor.
Wala, papamayan na.
Okay, I will say directly. Okay, memorize ng nidungang engineering ka dili. Okay, so you got the point. So if you are trying to take a course of engineering, you should remember the unit of pressures. Okay, maximize everything. Because that's also what I'm doing in college. I will maximize everything if the topic is pressure. Then I will touch also another topic related to pressure, so that you can anticipate, the next discussion of our teachers. I can answer quickly because I go, on the mga later pa na topics, things like that, advanced things like that. Okay, so pressure or 1 atmosphere is equals to how many torr?
I don't know.
Okay, GK, torr and millimeters mercury is just, millimeters mercury?
No.
mmHg is just equal 760 millimeters mercury. mmHg and 760 torr. Don't be confused about torr and mmHg because they have the same numerical figure. If the question will say, how many torr in 1 atmosphere? Your answer will be 760 torr or 760 mmHg. Well, I emphasize the mmHg because this is the usual pressure in the blood pressure, especially if you have high blood pressure. So if you have a thermometer, the thermometer have a mercury, because mercury as an element, guys, it will act also as a liquid, it will act also as a solid. So there's two characteristics of this element mercury. That's why they will base that to the mercury, and that element is inside in the in the the measuring of the blood pressure used by the doctor have mercury in it. That's why it's expressed in millimeters mercury, because the units is in terms of milliliters in metric system. The unit of length, LE/GPH, length. The unit of length, the unit of distance, okay, the unit of height, width, things like that are expressed in metric system. Okay, so millimeters in example for the metric system. That's why millimeters, mercury, and mercury is the metal there. So this is also the unit of pressure, the most common unit of pressure in biochemistry and for medical students. Millimeters mercury, because engineering are not touching that every time. They're also like that, but we focus on the other units. Okay, again, millimeters mercury is just equal with torr. 760 millimeters mercury is equal to 760 torr, equal only to 1 atmosphere. Okay, now what is the value of the PSI for this? GK? PSI, pound per square inch. How many PSI in 1 atmosphere?
I don't know.
Hala. So did you take mag-engineering? Okay, because if you want to take engineering, you should remember this is in chemistry. No, I remember this when I was in elementary. Okay, so guys, if you really love science, you can really remember in elementary level, in high school level, and in the college level. That's in there, that your passion and the science as your favorite subject will be there. So most of the times you will take sciences courses or engineering courses, then you have to remember the basics. Okay, for example, if you buy a notebook, before there's a spring, and the other one, what we call this one, GT, the other one like this.
Yarn.
Okay, when I was in elementary, I will not be fun in the first page, in the front. There's a lot of actress, Sharon Cuneta, Gabby Concepcion. Me as a younger, as a kid, I will go at the back. Why? Because there is a multiplication table. Okay, I will familiarize everything there, the basic units of conversion. That's why I memorize the basic. This is not to be arrogant, this is true, I have to tell you, because this is my vlog. Okay, I want to share before I die, right? Things like that, to be passionate in sharing the academic information and just for free, right? So I will go to at the back of the notebook when there's a conversion factors there. 1000 millimeters is equal to 1 meter. 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. Okay, 3 feet is equal to 1 yard. 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. Things like that. 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. Okay, 2,200 pounds is equals to 1 ton. So you can find that normally in your notebook when your parents buy that when it says elementary level. Okay, so you have to remember from the very start if you love engineering, and I doubt you are not loving engineering. Okay, things like, so the value of pressure is
Pressure.
14.7 pound per square inch is equals to 1 atmosphere, 760 mmHg, and 760 torque. And what is, before you go, what is the value of Pascal?
I don't know.
Pascal.
Okay, bang.
Okay. Come here. 101,000. I memorized this in high school. 101,325. Wow, happy no? 101,325 Pascal is equal to 1 atmosphere. So that's why it will become 1.01325 kilopascal is equal to 1 atmosphere. It's very important, the Pascal, because why? This is connected into physics. Physics, the unit, when you try to compute the forces. Forces, right? What are the forces?
Versus.
What are the different types of forces acting on a surface?
Umot lang.
These are the frictional force, normal force, applied force, things like that. Okay? You get the tension force. Then you need to create a free body diagram to determine the forces, right? And then the force really needs the unit of Pascal because 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per square meter. So how can you solve for the forces problems if you don't know the value of Pascal? Then it's easy to convert because 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per square meter. And then you can compute for the force and the surface area. Right?
Yes.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much for your cooperation, Mr. J.P. John Carl Nepomuceno Uban. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. God bless everybody. Thank you for listening for my first vlog, live na live si Lulu Junjun. And I hope you can comment down below in the comment section. And you can subscribe my YT channel if you want to subscribe also. And I'm very, very happy for that. And then you can also click the notification bell for some newest updates of science, health, safety, and music. Bye-bye. God bless everybody. See you later.
Titiras ako.
O, pag-TV na. Manakog vlog.